In 1958, a small group of Southern Nevada lawyers got together, and they believed that the time was right to form the Legal Aid Society to assist those that are the most vulnerable in our community that could not afford lawyers. It was a modest beginning, no staff, volunteer lawyers, but it was the beginning of what today is the Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada.
Our community looks so much different than it did in 1958, and so does our Legal Aid Center. Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada is one of the most respected legal aid centers in the country. Barbara Buckley and her team have created tremendous programs to serve those in need in our community.
In the decades I've been with Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada, I'm so proud of what we've accomplished. We've assembled a team that changes lives every single day, and the array of cases we see are so wide and varied. And the number of people we've helped, over 4,000 through 500 legal classes, over 100,000 through our self-help emergency rooms, and thousands more have been provided an attorney for some of the most complex, important cases. They're either armed with our committed staff attorney or a pro bono attorney to change their life and represent them in court.
I didn't really know Patricia all that well, or her husband. They'd moved in about 4 years ago. Basically didn't see him for quite some time. Did not realize he had passed away. And I kind of noticed people coming around, you know, just some odd traffic at her place.
I wasn't about to go anywhere. I wouldn't move out of my house. When that girl came to take me, I said, go away.
And my neighbor came over and told me that a vehicle had showed up, a couple vehicles, and 4 or 5 people, and they stuck her on a gurney, strapped her down, and hauled her off. Deborah and Legal Aid had appeared for her in front of a judge and convinced that judge that she wanted to go home.
Well, she went in court and said Patricia's okay, and you know, she helped me a lot.
And that's mostly why I feel like legal aid is such a necessary thing. I mean, she didn't have the funds, wherewithal, or any idea what to do on her own. If they wouldn't have come along and helped her, she'd still be there.
In 2007, Legal Aid faced a crossroads. The recession was starting to bear down on the Southern Nevada community, and the demand for our services was exploding, with lines stretching out the door every morning, with people who have lost their jobs, their houses, and their families, all buckling under the pressure. Our board decided that we needed to grow, we needed to expand our services and reach our community, and we needed to work in one building where we could house our attorneys, our staff, and hold community classes.
Bill Boyd and Chris McGarry put their substantial reputations behind us when we had a dire need but little experience in capital campaigns. They helped open doors for us and provided critical financial support to help us build a strong infrastructure for our organization. The community rallied behind them, leading to a new headquarters for Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada. This enabled us to secure additional funding to help even more people in need. Since 2007, we increased the number of people we were able to help by over 800%.
Barbara and her staff make a difference in so many lives every day. Now that we have created a strong legal aid center in our community, we must secure its future. That's why Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada is launching Phase 2 of our long-term growth plan, the Access to Justice Endowment.
Well, Inglestead family became involved with legal aid after Bill brought the subject up, and didn't really know much about it, heard about it, but he was so passionate that it couldn't help but be contagious. And so we became passionate when we found out that there are people in the senior citizen community, minors, people who can't afford any legal care. And if you're not doing that on a daily basis, where you're acquainted with lawyers, you know the justice system, you really fall prey to those people around you. And so it was our pleasure to go ahead and partner with Bill and with Legal Aid.
When I was 17, I lost my caretakers, my grandparents. They both suddenly passed away. I really didn't have many other family members or other support systems to fall back on. I was introduced to the system, the foster system. Basically, my case manager for Department of Family Services, helped connect me and tell me about the Legal Aid Center. I remember my first attorney, his name was Greg, and he was kind of a support system in a way. You know, he came and met me where I was at and was able to not only guide me for legal situations and help take me to court and tell me about the process that I needed to know, but he also was kind of there like a friend. Eventually I got my GED, and I think the mentorship is the biggest part. I was able to basically turn my life around. I think I stand as evidence that you put money in and you get a life out of it.
It is my honor to be co-chair of Legal Aid Center's Access to Justice Endowment. I am so grateful to Chris McGarry and the Engelstedt Family Foundation for becoming our lead donor and for their challenge to the community.
One of the most important reasons for the endowment is stability. If we apply for a domestic violence grant and begin representing hundreds of victims, what happens if the grant ends? We must make sure our work is able to be carried on without interruption. The community must be able to count on us.
In the early 1960s, as a young lawyer fresh out of law school, Norman Hilbrecht and Terry Jones asked me to join the board, and I did so. We were still a small group of us, all volunteer lawyers, but the foundation was laid, and today, with the growth that's occurred, it's become a national model here in Southern Nevada. We owe much to so many community leaders who have helped us grow, and some of those are being recognized today, Chris and Bill certainly among them.
We are so inspired by our clients, and it is because of our clients that we must ensure that Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada continues its mission of righting wrongs and changing lives for decades to come. They are the reason that this endowment matters so much.
I was a stay-at-home mom for a lot of years. I was married to an abusive alcoholic person, and I needed to get out of my situation, and I didn't know how, and I didn't have any hope. I contacted many lawyers. Nobody would take my case. Nobody would even talk to me because I didn't have any money. And a friend told me about legal aid. Well, I got assigned to a lawyer, Atar Hasibullah, and Rosalba, the girl at the front desk, straight away welcomed me in. They listened to me, believed in me, supported me, and told me absolutely I could leave this situation and I wouldn't have to be homeless with my daughter. I was able to go to court and face my ex-husband. My life is totally different. I'm not homeless. I was able to get a job. I'm still in my house. It saved my life, not just changed it, but it saved it and gave me a life.
All of us have an obligation to share our success with the less fortunate in our community. And I can think of no better way to give back than Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada. They are the last line of defense for victims of child abuse, domestic violence, and consumer fraud. Barbara Buckley and her dedicated staff are changing lives for the better and improving the future of our great city.
Our clients' strength and resilience in the face of unimaginable hardships inspire us every day. This endowment will change lives forever. Join us in securing access to justice for all.